You're in for a treat today. This is Commissioner Paul Fournier. Commissioner Scar is out of the office today, so I will be carrying this meeting. So please be gentle with me. Today is Tuesday, February 11th, 2025, and we'll call this meeting to order at 8 a.m. As a reminder, our call-in number is 1-971-254-3149, and the conference ID is 866-914-607 #. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone to mute their phone. You can do this by pressing *6. Please unmute yourself when called to speak. Again, pressing *6. It is very important for all others to remain muted. Thank you very much. And we'll do a call to order, February 11th, 2025. Welcome to the Board of Commissioners roll call. Commissioner Bell, are you there? I guess she's not there, so I guess we'll start off with Eric at Adventist Health.
Hey, good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning, Eric.
17 patients in the hospital today, plus one brand new baby. 7 surgery cases scheduled. Ambulance crews did 6 911 transports yesterday, 1 transfer, 1 transport home. 181 patients boarding in emergency departments across Oregon. That's 29 more than yesterday. 323 discharge delays. That's no change from yesterday. I guess it was last Sunday, February 2nd. I guess it was Sunday before last, February 2nd. We had the Art for the Heart Artist and Community Reception at the North County Rec District. We've been doing Art for the Heart up there for about a decade, and it was a great event. Lots of great art. Makes people like me who can't do any art jealous. Great music, great food and treats, and just thank the community for coming out and showing support for all of those artists. Let's see, what else I need to tell you? Little update on dialysis. We are still, when I say we, it's really DCI, is still waiting on approval from the Oregon Health Authority. They have a laundry list of things they want done before they'll issue a license. I'm going to try and have a conversation with them today to really figure out what that list truly is. I know one of the things that they want is a closet put in dialysis for housekeeping functions and a sink. So we're working through that with DCI. But that's kind of the holdup, waiting for the Oregon Health Authority to give them approval so they can start seeing patients downstairs. So it's mildly frustrating, but it is the hoops we need to jump through. So we'll work to get those taken care of and do what we can do as Adventist Health to help DCI get everything done so we can start having those patients not have to travel in this kind of weather. So with that, unless you've got questions, I'll go on mute.
Well, I appreciate that. Again, we appreciate all the work that Adventist Health is doing. Also, I just wanted to mention that I think a week ago I spoke with Brian Vituli at the Tillamook Transportation District, and he was telling me about how they are participating in getting these patients to the dialysis while we are waiting for it to be back here locally. And I just wanted to sort of give him a shout out because apparently it's quite a coordination effort with that. Yeah. I just wanted to thank them for that. I don't know if you can speak to that as well.
Yeah, a lot of logistics in that, and they're doing a great job keeping those patients safe as they travel up and down the coast or over to Forest Grove or wherever they're going for dialysis. But we want them back here as soon as possible. So,
well, thank you very much, Eric. Have a great day.
You too.
Thanks. Now we'll call the Coastal Caucus. Senator Weber, are you on the line?
I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you wonderfully. Good morning.
Great. It was so nice to see you at the opening of the apartments in downtown.
Oh, wasn't that fantastic? It was good to see you as well.
I cannot believe how beautiful those apartments are. And, you don't have to walk far to get to the theater or to the restaurants. What a great job. I liked everything about them.
I would agree. I love coming from the East Coast. I love seeing residents above businesses like that. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of that in Tillamook.
Yes, me too. I felt a little bit of pride there because we were able to get them the last bit of money that they needed to be able to complete that. just because of a casual meeting at a banquet and a discussion. And so I was really happy to see how well it has been accomplished. So very cool.
Agreed.
And then the other thing I got to do this weekend was the groundbreaking in Astoria at the Maritime Museum for the new Warnack edition, and which is going to be absolutely fabulous, because the building is going to not only have classrooms and additional displays, but they're actually going to have helicopters suspended from the ceiling in there, a real one. So they have been working for the last 2.5 to 3 years on this, and they have realized 93% of their funding, locally, to be able to accomplish this. And I was able to also meet Mr. Warnack, who the building is being named after. And so it was, you have to go up there and see that museum. It is amazing. And the new Indigenous people section that they have, and the part dedicated to just cedar, is really amazing. So anyway, that was a real great ability to see what's going on. And then I went up and looked at a boat up there that needs some help, and we're going to see the salvage chief, just what we can do, because that is something that will be really a prominent need, especially if we have the earthquake that everyone is expecting. So that can go on. It's 247 feet long, and it will provide enough if the water system in Astoria is taken out because of an earthquake. It can purify water for the entire community. And so it's a pretty amazing thing that we can hopefully help to get some work on. Last week, I wasn't here because I had to testify in a committee, and the two bills that I was working on last week were Senate Bill 465, which removes the cap on matching funds for the individual development account, helps people save for housing, for education, and hopefully it will pass. It moves the cap from $6,000 to $20,000, so it can be a little more meaningful. And the other bill that I was working on last week was 466, the Oregon Summer Star. It is a camp for kids of military personnel. We're one of 5 states that does not have a military installation, but we have a lot of kids whose parents are deployed, and this is an opportunity for them to have a summer camp. It has happened in the past. It is, everybody is looking for 45 million, 60 million, 30 million. These folks are looking for $100,000 to be able to maintain their camp for 2 years. So hopefully it's going to come to a vote soon, and we will be able to realize that for our kids. Also last week, we started our weekly Coastal Caucus meetings, and we talked about undersea cables, and we also talked to ODFW. We will be meeting every Thursday at 7 a.m. to discuss issues that are impacting our coastal economy. And we just meet for an hour, and it's quick, and we get all those discussions out there, and it's a good meeting, and it's also a really good opportunity to meet with the legislators from the coast to talk about things that are impacting us, especially. Today, my Highway 30 study bill is coming before Joint Transportation at 5 o'clock. And so we'll be talking about how we're going to hopefully move that forward. This is our 3rd attempt at this bill. We were so close last time, but then the short session ended. this time we have more time. We're coming in early, and hopefully we'll be able to get it moved and passed, because just as Highway 6 has all kinds of issues that impact travel, Highway 30 has similar issues. And they have a huge mill up there that requires that people be able to travel to it safely. And so hopefully we'll get that taken care of today. And then tomorrow, Senate Bill 380, which is known as the death tax. It's the tax on inheritance. And I'll be testifying on that, moving that dial up a little bit, because right now it's $1 million, and hoping to move it up to 1.5. So we're going to be working on that. We don't want people to die and then be taxed to death.
Right.
The families to be taxed to death as a result of it. And, especially in our area, we have a lot of big farms, and if the ground and the cows and everything that they do is worth a lot of money, and if we want to be able to successfully pass that on to families so that they can continue to thrive in that without having to be penalized if someone dies. So that's tomorrow. And right now, until the end of the month, we will be going to the floor on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we're beginning to vote on bills. And I think we've got 4 of them today that we're going to be addressing. And then it's projected that by the 10th of March, we will go to daily floor. And so that will be interesting also. Now, there's one other thing I got to talk to you guys about, and that is I am getting a lot of calls on the issue of our sanctuary state. And right now, it is not an issue that has come to us as legislators. Our governor has made her stand, and we have not been included in that. So I can't give you any kind of information on what's happening in Tillamook County. What I am hearing is rumor-based, not factual. So make sure when you hear these things that you check them out rather than spreading misinformation. And you know what? It never hurts to call your federal representatives. Congresswoman Bonamici would be happy to hear from you and hear your opinions. I call her office on a regular basis to talk with her, but she is the one who is at the national level that is making a lot of these decisions and advocating for the people of Oregon on a national level. And so her, you can just Google her, and you can get the information on how to contact her. And I think it would be good if you did. That's all I have to say today. It's a pleasure to be back here. You got any questions?
I don't have any questions. Are there any other questions in the room for the senator? Hearing none, I want to say thank you. You had a lot of information, a lot of important information. I appreciate the work. And
yeah, I've got my newsletter will be coming out, and our our little meeting that we have to talk about it is already out there, and so you can hear more.
Okay, well, I'm sure I'll see you around one of the charity drive events this week.
That's the other thing I was going to say.
Well, I was going to talk about that.
Charity drive.
Oh, you're going to steal my thunder. You're going to steal my thunder.
I just want to tell you that, I wash my car twice a year, whether it needs it or not. I went this weekend and had my car washed, and it is gorgeous. They did such a good job, and it was the sophomore class. So there you go. When I'm back in town, I will be participating.
Fantastic. Well, thank you
All
so
right,
much.
take care.
Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
Okay. All right. And I will now be calling on Representative Javadi. Are you on the line? Maybe he's not. Okay, so let's move it forward to, if he comes on later, we'll give him some time. Let's move on to the Tillamook County Community Health Center.
Commissioner, was that for the health department?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Well, this is Ed with the health department here. Health promotion to this month, February, is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. Healthy relationships involve using your voice when giving consent. Sexual consent is when people agree to a sexual activity before it happens. It's not a one-time agreement and includes checking in with each other along the way to make sure everyone is comfortable. VOICE stands for voluntary, ongoing, informed, coherent, and essential. Consent must be voluntary and ongoing. Partners need all the information to make an informed decision and must be coherent, which is free from the influence of drugs or alcohol when making that decision. Consent is essential for any sexual activity. If someone engages in sexual activity without your consent, that is sexual assault. Everyone at Tillamook County Community Health Center wishes you happy Valentine's Day. For kids, Valentine's Day's expression of love often involves candy or other sweet treats from friends, classmates, parents, and more. With all the sugary treats available, that makes today a great time to talk to your kids about their oral health. Here are some ways you can make Valentine's Day sweet and safe for your kids' teeth. Explain to them what cavities are in simple terms and why preventing them is important. Brush and floss your teeth together as a family to make it a regular habit. Model good behavior with candy, such as moderation and not eating right after you brush. And then learn which types of candy are safer for teeth and choose those over hard candy or sticky options. If you or your little sweethearts haven't had dental cleanings and checkups in a while, please give us a call, 503-842-2356, to schedule an appointment. Now, Tillamook County Community Health Centers and Public Health will be closed this Monday, February 17th, in recognition of President's Day. And then we will open again during our regularly scheduled hours on Tuesday. And then lastly, Tillamook County Community Health Center is hosting a walk-in vaccination clinic on Sunday, February 16th at 12 to 4 at our Central Clinic location in Tillamook. This is conveniently just prior to Oregon Vaccination Exemption Day. There are vaccines available for all ages, depending on eligibility. Many health plans cover the cost of vaccines. And if you're under or uninsured, a sliding scale fee is available. No one is turned away for their inability to pay. And that's our health department update. I'll turn it back over to you, Commissioner.
Well, thank you very much, Ed. Appreciate that. And for those listening, I don't know your phone numbers yet, so if I'm not calling you by name, I apologize. So, but we'll move on now to Nehalem Bay Health Center and Pharmacy. Is anybody on there? Hearing none, I'll move on to Tillamook Family Counseling.
Good morning, Commissioner. Frank Hannon Williams here, Director at Tillamook Family Counseling Center, Behavioral Health Services for Tillamook County residents. I wanted to just briefly share that if you have information, questions regarding services, questions about appointments, you can reach us at 503-842-8201, or you can reach us at 1-800-962-2851. I would like to share that we have a new behavioral health clinician, master's level clinician, who's starting. Actually, today is her first day, and her name is Casey Esch, and Casey lives in the Grand Ronde area and is familiar with Tillamook County and services that Tillamook County provides, and has worked in a couple of other neighboring counties over the years, and comes from a family that does a bit of dairy farming. So familiar with the county and very excited about getting started, and has a lot of experience working with individuals and families, and especially some adolescents. So Casey's skills are going to be a service to the agency and to the community, and we look forward to working with her. Other than that, I don't have any additional things to add, and we'll take any questions if anyone has any.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. That's great news about having a new provider. It's so difficult for us to fill those positions down here. So good luck with that. Hearing no questions for Frank, we'll move on to Randy and emergency management. Are you on there, Randy?
You bet I am, Commissioner.
By the way, I just want to say the roads were more icy today and yesterday than they were when we had snow on the ground. Can you explain that?
No.
Okay.
That kind of brings up this whole week. We got good news, bad news. Good news is that we're not supposed to be getting any major precipitation until probably Wednesday night, Thursday. But bad news is that we're going to have temperatures in the lower 20s. And that's probably why Commissioner had some slick roads this morning. It was from some frost on the road and those extremely cold temperatures. But what they're looking at is what they're calling is like an east wind event, is because this is a lot of our weather is going to be created by those east winds that come down through the gorge and then through Portland and up over the hills. So our moisture amounts will be a lot less than like it was last week, where we had those storms coming right off the Pacific. And so they're looking at starting that Wednesday night into Thursday morning. There's going to be start of some our friend the freezing rain coming in, and a lot of that's just going to be dependent upon how the low sinks in, how much cold weather it brings, and the Weather Service is not giving us a very like 100% for sure. But as we get closer to Wednesday, which is tomorrow, hopefully they'll have a better idea of timing of when we'll start seeing that freezing rain in the morning. And they say the worst day for it is going to be Thursday. And so Thursday day, there again with the low temperatures and moisture, we could be getting some freezing rain actually during the day, which could impact our afternoon go home time. And then Friday, we should be let's at least pass the freezing rain on that. But the good news is that by Sunday, we are going to be back to normal temperatures and above normal. You know, we're looking at temperatures Sunday and Monday into the lower 50s. And so any precipitation we get after this weekend is going to be that good old-fashioned rain. So hopefully we'll be done with all this freezing stuff by the weekend. So with that, again, just be extremely careful when you're out driving, especially early mornings. I will be in contact. The National Weather Service is having their weather briefing for us again this morning and throughout the week. And usually at that time, they can give us some more up to date, and I can ask some very specific questions on some timing. So we'll have a really good idea of what that weather is going to look like through the rest of the week for our early morning travels into work. And as always, I'm in communication with our Public Works Director and with Commissioner Starr. I'm looking at any need to make any alterations to work schedules. So just stay tuned, and hopefully we'll get some more up-to-date weather this morning, and I'll be able to get that passed out. I usually send it out on the emergency management webpage. So with that, I'll send it back to you, Commissioner.
Well, thank you very much, Randy. Appreciate that. And although I've been enjoying the sun, I think we all have. I think it's about time we get some rain. Otherwise, we'll be paying for it in August and July. So I'm actually looking.
I was looking at the average water in the snow melt, and we're a little bit behind on the coastal range. So hopefully those temperatures will be enough that moisture will be snow in the mountains and rain on the coast, and we'll get that snowpack build up, and then we'll have this nice steady temperature so we don't get extreme snow melt and flooding in another month or two.
All right, let's keep our fingers crossed. And with that, we'll move on to Board of Commissioners. I think I am the only commissioner. I don't have much to add today. I did want to mention Charity Drive, like the senator did earlier. It looks like today, all classes are participating in the wrestling concessions at Tillamook High School at 5 p.m. The sophomores and seniors each have Rotary Cake Auction at the Rendezvous at noon. Sophomores are doing a Hawaiian dinner at Pacific Restaurant from 4 to 8, and I will be volunteering at that one. I'm not sure what I'll be doing, but they'll be putting me to work tonight for the Hawaiian dinner. And finally, seniors are doing a paint night tonight, at the Tillamook High School cafeteria at 6 p.m. And just so everybody knows, if you go to Facebook and you just type in Tillamook High School Charity Drive, you get the complete schedule for all the events. And I would recommend, well, I already know everybody's going to be participating. Some of them I did go to the junior steak dinner last night. I brought Jane Scott as my date, and we had a wonderful, amazing, just frankly, an amazing dinner there. So I encourage everybody to participate this week so that these kids can raise that incredible amount of money they do every year. So with that, let's move on to the cities. And again, I apologize, I don't recognize the phone number. So is anyone from Manzanita here?
Yes, sir. Mayor Stock is here from Manzanita. Good morning.
Well, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. The updates from Manzanita this morning are primarily in the form of letting folks know about a meeting that happened last night and a couple of other work sessions or planning meetings that the council has in the week to come. So last night, our planning commission had a very important meeting. It was about 2.5 hours long, and the planning commission approved a land use application for a 60-unit affordable family housing project that has been in the works for a couple of years now. So a very, very big step forward. And yeah, it was a good result, and there was a very robust discussion about it and good community input and comment as well. So that affordable family housing project is going forward, and there's a lot of work to be done yet, but that's a significant landmark for us and for the community, and addressing one of the things that's been by far of the highest importance for most of the people in our community here and nearby. So that was a good 2.5 hours to participate. Well, I didn't directly participate, but listen and observe. So that was great. We have a council workshop tomorrow at 2. We're continuing work and discussion on our policy for short-term rentals within the city limits of Manzanita. And we'll be talking about some of the proposals that have been raised by a citizens committee that's been working on this for quite a while. So that'll be tomorrow at 2. We have a council planning session on Friday. This is our annual session to meet with our city manager and go through the planning for the next couple of years, looking at where and how long priorities are going to last in terms of the work, and then what additional work will be added in the next couple of years. These are all open to the public, by the way, and will be posted on our city website. Last but not least, certainly our Citizens Committee, who are working on input for our comprehensive plan, have a meeting set up on February 18th next week at 10 a.m. That will also be accessible and is posted on the city's website. So lots of good work going on. We don't have a shoulder season when it comes to the city council and the commission's work. So we're moving along and making good progress on a number of fronts. And that's it for Manzanita this morning. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. That's great news about that affordable housing project. That's exciting. I did have a question. Are these meetings online available, or are they just in person available for the public?
Online available. All of them will be online available. The council workshop will actually be in person. Excuse me, not the workshop. The planning session on Friday is an in-person meeting, and the rest are virtual and accessible via our city website.
Great. Thank you very much, Mayor. Have a great day.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. And now the city of Nehalem. How about Wheeler? Well, I know Rockaway Beach is here.
Good morning, Charles
Good mo-
McNeely,
good
Mayor
mo-
of Rockaway Beach.
Good morning, Mayor.
All right, so I'll just begin by saying later today, the mayors of the North County cities will meet for our periodic lunch. This month, we're meeting at El Trio Loco here in Rockaway Beach, and I always look forward to and enjoy getting together with the other mayors because we all are dealing with sometimes similar challenges and sometimes different challenges that we get a chance to share what's going on in our cities and how we're approaching it. So I look forward to that lunch, and I happen to really love El Trio Loco. It's one of my favorite restaurants in town. Our February City Council workshop will be on Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. in the second floor conference room at City Hall, and it'll be followed by our City Council meeting at 6 p.m. downstairs in the council room. There are both in-person and virtual options available. The agenda and materials can be accessed on the city website at corb.us. We have a new and additional administrative assistant at City Hall. Her name is Lark. She started last week and reports to Finance Director Marnie Johnston. She's hard at work learning the ins and outs of our utility billing system, our community grant program, and other duties as assigned. A big welcome to the team, Lark, and all of you out there. Please feel free to stop by and say hello to Lark at our City Hall, and of course, please say hello to Elizabeth, who continues to hold down the front desk side by side with Lark. And then last, I just want to remind everybody we are accepting applications for both our small and large community grants. Grant award limits and application details and deadlines vary with each grant, so please see our website for details. The city budgeted to fund up to $75,000 in community grants this year. If you know of any Rockaway Beach-focused community groups or nonprofits looking for funding to carry out their mission, please share this with them. With that, I'll kick it back to you, Commissioner.
Well, thank you very much, Mayor. I guess I missed the invite to the lunch today. Moving on to take care, Charles. Moving on to Garibaldi.
Paul, you are always, or Commissioner Fortier, you're always welcome to reach out to me and we can go to lunch.
I appreciate that as well. Anybody in from Garibaldi today? Bay City?
Good morning. This is Mayor Welch. How are you today?
Good morning, Leanne. How are you?
Very well. So tonight we have our city council meeting at 6 p.m. at the Bay City Hall. And we have a guest speaker tonight, Todd Simmons from the PUD. And he's going to talk about the status of PUD, what the future is, and how that it may impact our rates. So please join us for that. We also are continuing our discussion on the system development charge reductions for accessory dwelling units. And we've had a lot of discussion on this because it's trying to balance between housing and our future infrastructure needs. So tonight we're looking at a resolution to address reductions of some of those system development charges. And I'd like to give a shout out to the Bay City and Tillamook Fire Departments. They are putting on an academy for new firefighters. I think they have 9 people attending this academy, both from Tillamook and Bay City. And as we know, our fire departments rely on volunteers. And so this is just a great opportunity for people to get involved and understand and learn about how they can serve their communities. And then the Bay City Arts Center is having a pancake breakfast on Sunday, February 16th from 9 to 12, and all are welcome. And that is my report for today. So thank you.
Well, thank you very much. That's actually, I just want to say that's kudos for the city considering lowering those SDCs. That is, I think, a big barrier for new housing. So I think that's fantastic. You guys are considering that. And I think we had a similar presentation from PUD, and it's going to be quite an eye opener for you folks. And with that, and also pancake breakfast, fantastic up there. Thank you so much, Mayor.
Thank you.
Moving on to the city of Tillamook.
Good morning, Commissioner. This is the interim city manager, Kevin Perkins. I've only got a couple of quick updates. One, we are recruiting for our permanent city manager. So again, if anybody is aware of a great manager looking for a great city, send them our way. Second, our police chief is starting a great outreach program, Coffee with a Cop and Chill with the Chief later in the summer. So there's various places you'll be able to drop by and have a chat with our chief or some of our officers. You can look for that schedule on the police department's website. And lastly, I just want to thank our Public Works Department and the County Public Works and ODOT for all the great work they did last week and in the last couple of weeks, keeping our roads clear and safe. According to my police chief, during the heaviest snow, they only had to respond to one accident to help out the county sheriff's office. So I think that's really amazing and testament to the great work done by all of our public works departments. So, and with that, that's all my updates.
Well, thank you so much. And we'll probably see you around the charity drives. With that, I think we're all done. So I want to thank everybody for listening and putting up with my first attempt at this. Thank you to KTL for broadcasting and all of you. I hope you have a great day. And we'll adjourn this meeting at 8:36 a.m.